Hey guys, this is Snacquisitions, and welcome to another live in the flesh video. It's actually been a while since I've done one of these. I think it was like the Final Fantasy set. Could it really have been that long? No, there was an update or something in between that. Anyway, we're just already off topic. We're doing great work here. Welcome to another live in the flesh video. Take these stupid I should have flung them across the room. Take these stupid shutter shades off, and let me minimize my window here so I'm not looking down at like your tits the whole time. This video is a little bit of a the snack pack, I could say, and just totally rip off a video title from my friend Odinspec. It's a collection video, and it's basically themed around MAGfest 2016, which I just got done attending yesterday. I got home. Yeah, it's going to be basically a video of me showing off and highlighting any of the things that I picked up there or that I wound up receiving as a gift from friends or anything like that, physical stuff at the convention. And I'm sure there'll be more funny, silly stories, anecdotes, quips, things to go along with it. So I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be a good old time. It'll be a good old time. All right, so let's get started. What is MAGfest for anyone watching? It stands for Music and Gaming Festival. It's a convention held in the DC area, most specifically National Harbor, Maryland, at the Gaylord National Hotel. And it's a convention for video games, and specifically video game music, kind of. There's sort of like a music air, so there's a lot of video game bands that play there. There's video game music themed panels. They invite composers a lot, and there's game shows and all that kind of stuff. So it's mostly a game convention, much as you would find any other kind of game convention to be. It's actually one of the biggest ones, so I don't know why I'm spending this much time explaining it, but yeah, I always find myself saying, like, oh, I'm going to MAGfest. People are like, what's MAGfest? I'm like, well, it's a video game convention, specifically video game music. But so that's what it is. You know I love games. You know I love specifically game music. So it's great. It was actually the first convention I ever attended back 2 years ago in 2014. And it's been my favorite convention to go to since then, among the other ones I've been to. PAX East, Con Bravo, small little conventions in Virginia, things here and there. It's the best one, so I love it. And I had a blast this year. I had a really big group of friends I was there with, and though I wish I had gotten to see everybody more. The people that I did hang out with, I had such a great time with. Lots of new faces, which I always love. Yeah, it was a blast of a time. So I'm gonna go over it. Also, in case you're uninformed or unaware, pretty much every convention will have like big open. I just hit my mic with my hand. That's gonna make a sound. Almost every convention will have a sort of a big open kind of vendor area where you can buy things. And buy things I did because one, I love to collect games. I wouldn't consider myself like a huge collector, but a game I don't have that I really like to play, I always like to get it. I always like to get it physically if I can. That kind of stuff I really am into a lot. And I love the thrill of the hunt to try to find things that I really want and try to get it, maybe a little bit of a lower price, just all that kind of stuff. It's very fun to me. So I did a lot of that. And the other great thing about conventions is that you find stuff that you never would have imagined existed. Like, some of the things we're going to see coming up, one in particular, it's really cool. I'm really happy I was able to get that. But it's those kind of places, the vendor areas of conventions are like a mecca if you love games and anime and cartoons and just stuff that geeks like. Like, they're great. They're awesome for that kind of stuff. So I got some stuff from that, and as I'm so well loved in the community. No, that's stupid. As I have a bunch of great friends, I got a bunch of gifts from them, and they're great. So let's get started. what am I gonna pull out for? Oh, I guess first I can show off this thing that I'm wearing. Let me pull my window up so I'm able to make sure you can see it. This is the official shirt of the convention. It's like the standard shirt. I guess there was a different one for the staff, and it was way cooler. If you look it up on the internet, you can probably find like the art, like the logo for MAGfest 16, the convention. It was Super Metroid themed, and I'm for some of you who might know me a little bit more from the older videos I used to do, I'm a huge, crazy into Metroid guy. It might be like shot for shot my favorite game series. So Super Metroid's a great game. I love it. And this is the coolest MAGfest theme that I've been to, because there's always like a theme. So the first one I went to ever was Zelda, or like kind of Ocarina of Time. And then the second one last year's was like Tron, which I didn't like that much because they didn't really do that much with it. But this year was Super Metroid, and the art was like, it was like the case from the title screen of Super Metroid, but instead of like a Metroid, it was like a green guitar in it, and they were like the fucking I just said fuck. Oh well, like whatever. Sorry. I don't know. You try not to curse in the videos, but it happens. If you've seen the streams, you know. But they're still like the dead like scientist guys, and it was such a great art for the convention. But the shirts didn't have that on it. They just had this, while admittedly still cool, this kind of like Variasuit play with the M instead of the S thing. MAGfest logo. It didn't have the official art for the convention. I really wish it did. And then on the back, this is such a compromising angle. At the back. On the back, it has MAGfest written in like the Super Metroid. It's probably gonna be really hard to hear. On the back, it has MAGfest written in like the Super Metroid font, and I really like that. Like that's really cool. It's the front of the shirt. I wish was the official art, but it's not. That's okay. You got to get a shirt from every MAGfest you go to. Except I didn't get one last year because Tron sucks. Tron doesn't suck. It's just not my favorite. Yeah, so that's the shirt. I'm glad I got it. I knew I had to have it. The minute I heard they were going on sale, I went down. There was like this big line. We waited in it. I got it. Some people got stickers and stuff. I kind of wish I got those. I wore one on my cheek actually all around the first day. And along with the MAGfest shirt came my MAGfest pass. This is also awesome. It's a Metroid, in case you didn't know. It's a 4-day pass. There's actually a little chunk missing here. I can like put my eye through it. But one of these faces is going to make for the thumbnail. I just know it. And I'm going to have to freaking leave that bullshit there. It's Metroid Pass. Got the MAGfest text on it again. Again, really cool. I loved wearing this around because I just am a nut for Metroid. This little chunkus here that's missing had a little coin kind of thing on it, and it was actually a mag buck. I don't remember them ever doing this in years past, but it was a $1 little token that you could use anywhere in the vendor room. And I did use mine. I didn't actually want to. It actually was kind of getting loose from here because it's kind of like a little like pull-off thing. It was getting loose, and I didn't want it to fall off and for me to just lose it. So I pulled it off, and I ended up using it on the last day in a very funny purchase. But so there's this. I picked the pink lanyard. They give you like a free lanyard. That's the one I liked. This badge belongs to my name, of course. I don't know why. I was Kuja for this convention. We've been doing this weird thing. Me and most of the people that I went with to this, by the way, were part of the Puddle Plains HD big ol' dankle community channel, which I am a part of. I do videos on. You can find them at youtube.com/PuddlePlainsHD. There will be a link to that in this video because there's one in every video. If you're not watching us, we recorded some stuff at MAGfest, and it's hilarious. Like, it's some of the funniest stuff, bar none, I think I've ever done ever on YouTube, even my channel included. So if you're not watching, now's a great time to jump on board with that. If you like people just choding around, a bunch of guys just making stupid jokes, me included, one of them. It's really fun. I love doing that stuff. But so we have a running joke where, like, you say, like, would you bang somebody? like would you have sex with a person, and so you say it like would you, and so that kind of turned into like kuja, just cause it's ja, because we're stupid, so we kept going like kuja, and so it got a high inflection to it, so I was like kuja, and so kuja, I don't know, it's topical to me at least, so I named myself Kuja for the convention. Just because you if you're doing it wrong if you put your real name on your badge. But so that was that. I spent, jeez, this is gonna take for fucking ever. I spent so long talking about just the badge. Let's get into gifts, stuff that I got from people. First off, I'm gonna show off this pair of sweet babies. It's 2 Animal Crossing amiibo cards. They're both of Bill, who is my favorite Animal Crossing villager. I'm not super into Animal Crossing. I really liked the first 2, the GameCube one and Wild World on the DS. And then after that, I kind of felt like I played so much of those 2 games that the ones that came after, like, couldn't really just hold me the same way, just because I thought they were a little too similar. Even though New Leaf's like really good, but even that one, I was just, I don't know. I don't have time for that. You gotta play that game every day. I can't do that shit. But Bill's my favorite villager because he's an OG and he's just super cute. So Miss Pokemon Cheese, or just Pokemon Cheese, who was one of the people who was there that I had never met before, but I was excited to meet because we talk on Skype sometimes. She brought a bunch of Animal Crossing cards, as well as a lot of people actually brought these. But I've been bugging all my friends who like these for like months, just being like, you should get me a Bill card. I like Bill. Bill. And I got 2 now. They got me 2 Bill cards. We wanted to get 5 of them and summon Bill Nye the Forbidden Guy, which was sort of the joke that we made, because like Exodia from Yu-Gi-Oh, like you get all 5 of the cards together and you summon Exodia, the Forbidden One, but the ultimate fusion of Bill is for some reason Bill Nye the Forbidden Guy. It's so stupid, but but I did really want these because I like Bill a lot. He's just so cool. So I got him. I got him. I got 2. I wanted 5, but what are you gonna do? There was a gift. Next is Pokemon stuff, because that's what, I don't know, if you do watch Puddle Plains and you watch the Con Bravo video, you know that pretty much all I usually get at conventions is Pokemon stuff, or I always get something Pokemon. This is actually something I knew existed. It's a Burger King promo toy. So I think it was from Pokemon the first movie they did these. It's Clefairy, and it's one of these little spinning tops. Let's see if it'll go in my hand, actually. You kind of, like, rev it up like this. Like, you like, rub it against the surface. Let me try to make it work. Is it going to go? Oh, you didn't get to see it. Hold on. He kind of freaked out. You rev up this little bit on the bottom, and it spins around. It's cool. I got this from Illa Weaver. I'm just going to throw these people's Twitter handles probably in the video. She works at GameStop, and she brought a big old bag of like GameStop swag stuff for people to get. And I guess just other like random, I don't know where this came from, because this definitely didn't come from GameStop, but just random other like little gaming trinkets and goodies. And I saw this, I was like, yes, I remember these promotions, and I always liked them. I know I had some of them. I don't think I ever had this one. But I was like, it's a Pokemon Clefairy spinning top thing. Duh, I want this. It's cute. Okay, so Clefairy. Clefairy is one of my favorites from the first gen. He's just so cute. I wish he got more love, actually. There should be a Mega for Clefable. That's what I think. What else? I guess I could show off a game, finally. What the convention was actually about. This one might be actually relevant to the channel, because I might actually do the game blind at some point, and I have it now. It's Chrono Cross. This was a gift I got from Taryn King Kienzin. Will you stop being a Glaro Cross? That's my computer, isn't it? There we go. Chrono Cross. It's complete. It's got the book. We've got all the discs. They're in good condition. It really looks like it almost like never... Oh, it's not black. I wonder why it's not black. That's weird. Are they all usually black on PlayStation? Maybe it's because this was like one of the last PlayStation games. It's Square Enix published. Maybe it's just the greatest hits one is Square Enix. I don't know. I got this from King Kienzin. He brought a bunch of games to sell to make some extra money. And this was one of the ones that he brought to sell. And he was like, actually, like, Snack, do you just want this? And I was like, yeah, sure. I actually offered to buy it from him because I have been really wanting to pick this up. But he just was like, yo, like, you can just have it as just a gift. I was like, sure, I'll take it. And I guess the reason that he did give it to me as a gift was because... Can you stop, Chrono Cross? The reason I don't do more of these live videos is because I have such a crappy webcam. There we go. Looks a little bit better. The reason that he got this for me, or that he decided just to give it to me, was because he was like, well, I figured maybe you would want to do a Let's Play of it in the future. And I was like, yeah, you know, I do actually want to. Because a lot of people, like, this is one of the best RPGs on the PlayStation. I already do Let's Plays of some of the other best RPGs on the PlayStation. So I'm going to get around to this one eventually. I don't know when. I've never played this one. I actually saw a little bit of a Let's Play of it a long time ago, but I don't remember very much about the actual game. So it still would be fair game to do. I don't think I got really very far in watching it either. So yeah, it was really cool of him to give me this. Like, this is a pretty expensive game, honestly, even the greatest hits version. I see it go for like $20-$30. So to get it as a gift, I was blown away. It's awesome. So I have this now. So people can, I guess, cross this one off the list. Don't ask me about Chrono Cross anymore, because this will be coming eventually. I got to LP it now, right? Not for a while, though. Well, I don't know. Probably we'll do 8 before that one. Here's another funny one. Here's a story. So I got another... This is another thing from Illa Weaver's swag bag, but I didn't get this from her technically. It's a Donkey Kong Country pin. And this is another old boy kind of thing. I don't know where she got this either. But it says, "The Beast is back!" And it's got Super Nintendo. I guess it must have been promo stuff from the original Donkey Kong Country, which I love. And I love Donkey Kong. He's just hilarious and very sentimental to me for a lot of different reasons. Him and his games. And look at this face. He's like, dude? He's just like the silliest face on here. So I really wanted this, but it was in the swag bag. There were 2 given out. I think PraisedScooter actually got the other one. Now his name's going to be in the video, even though he literally just played really no part in this video, but it's down there. He got the other one, and this one went to Luigius Maximus, or as I would just call him, Jared. It's just his name. He got the other one, and I really, really wanted it. I was like, I wish I got in here sooner. I would have totally grabbed the DK pin. So he, on like one of the, I think it was the last day of the convention, decided that he would forego the pin to either me or King Kienzin Terran. But in order to win said pin, we had to go to a head-to-head challenge in a certain video game. I'm not going to spoil what game that was, because it's going to be going up on the Puddle Plains HD channel, but I have the pin, so somebody won that head-to-head challenge. So there's that. I guess spoilers for that, but you should definitely go watch it anyway, because it was real hype. And we recorded some really funny stuff for like a promo kind of thing for it. So heads up for that. But I got this DKC pin with Donkey Kong making a dumb face. Let's try to get him like over my face. She's like, dude? I don't know. I'm literally killing time. Actually wasting time. But I love this. I don't know what I'm going to put it on yet. But I'm going to put it on something. I'll wear it somewhere. I'll do something with it. Probably at a future convention, it will be shown off because it's hilarious. So that's the DKC pin. Other Donkey Kong related stuff. this is something I already owned, but it wasn't owned in this form. Everybody knows I love Donkey Kong 64. What'd you snack? There we go. Everybody knows I love Donkey Kong 64. I did a charity marathon of the game back in the summer, and I'm gonna LP this one day, but it's just a really sentimental game from my childhood. One of the first N64 games I really played a ton of. Got me into like 3D platformers. And actually, even though this is not my favorite of his soundtracks, the music that Grant Kirkhope did for this game kind of got me into like really paying attention to game music. It's one of the first games that I can remember like being in school and like humming the themes to, and even just like the way that the different areas like modulate on the main themes of the area. I always found that really interesting. I played this before Banjo-Kazooie. That's probably why I remember this one over that one, because that probably is my favorite Grant Kirkhope soundtrack. But I always just found the way that like the music flows through the levels in this game really captivating, and I really do still like the soundtrack a lot. So I got the composer, Grant Kirkhope. That's where we were going with this. I got his signature right here on the good old shimmy old side. He was actually at Con Bravo, which was a convention in Canada that I went to last summer. And I meant to bring this to get him to sign it, but I forgot it here, and I didn't get him to sign it. But he was at MAGfest too, so I was like, yes, I need to get him to sign this. I also, this is for the second year in a row, raced Slim Kirby, who some of you might know. He's another Let's Player. I raced him at the game. We went through to Angry Aztec, which is the second level. Last year we just went through to Jungle Japes to the end of that, which is the first level, so it was a little bit longer of a race. I'm not going to spoil who won that either. You can find that on the Puddle Plains channel. That's done live, so it's got our dumb faces in it and everything. But racing him again was really fun, and at the end of it I was like, you know what? Why don't you just sign it too? So I got a signature from my friend, Slim Kirby, who also really loves the game. I signed his also. So now I got writing on my DK64 cart. It's sentimental writing because I got the composer who wrote the tunes to the game that I love, and he also did the voice of DK. We don't know who did the voice of Lanky Kong. I actually asked him about that for the second time at the convention. He told me to send him an email on his private website, so maybe we'll figure that out one day. The verdict's out. There's multiple sources, credit different people. It's very serious work. And I got the signature of Slim Kirby, who's a good friend of mine and who really likes the game, and we have fun playing it together. So I couldn't be happier with that. It's like a complete copy now. It was incomplete before. Yeah. Speaking of Slim Kirby, he got me some gifts too. How are we gonna do this? How am I gonna show this one? Well, one, he got me his business card, which I actually have one of these already. I got one last year when we met at MAGfest 14 or 13 it was called. But it was MAGfest 2015. It's a Slim Kirby business card. I don't know. I always this year he was giving them out to people, and I was like, "Oh, I want one." He was like, "You have one." And I was like, "I don't know. I want another." I don't know. They're just funny to me. So here's Slim Kirby's business card. You can check him out. YouTube.com/SlimKirby, SlimKirby.net. It's all Kirby on it. That's cute. I don't know. His Twitter handles at the bottom of the video. But he also got me a gift. I actually forgot about this, and I don't know why, because it's awesome. But it's for those of you who've been watching my videos probably for a long time, you would know this, or again, people who watch the streams, but I'm a huge fan of Seinfeld. It's like one of my favorite TV shows, and he is too. We talk about it a lot. So he got me if you've seen Seinfeld, you're familiar with this. He got me a poster. It's really big, actually, of the Kramer painting from the episode of Seinfeld where Kramer gets a portrait done. It's an iconic episode, iconic thing from the series. I don't think I even mentioned this to him. I actually used to have this in college, and I loved it, and it got like destroyed when my apartment got flooded. And I always wished I had it back, and now I have it again. So thanks, Slim. That's awesome. It almost got fucked up actually on the way here. I had it in this cardboard thing it came in, but the cardboard thing like wasn't really meant for it to go back into. But fortunately, it's safe. It's a great gift. I don't know where I'm gonna hang this yet. I'm trying to actually put together. You can't really see the spot where I'm gonna do it, but I want to put together like a bookshelf or something of like all my games and all my memorabilia and my collection of stuff. And this will probably go somewhere near that. It's not game related, obviously, but it's it's TV related, just the kind of stuff that I'm a nerd for. So I really like that. Thanks, Slim. Was there anything else that he got me? I don't think so. Where to go from there? I guess I could segue into stuff that I actually bought, which is honestly really. I mean, I showed the shirt, but other than that, it's really not that much stuff. But it was all kind of expensive-ish. This was not expensive. I'm gonna go into this because this was something that was half a gift, half I did buy. This is what I used my MAGfest point on. It's probably the greatest game I got at the convention. Better than Chrono Cross, better than the other 3 games I'm gonna show next. It's da 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 da. Will you focus? Will it focus? I don't know. You've seen it. It's Shark Tale and Shrek 2 on GBA. Why did I get this? We just have a bunch of... if you follow me on Twitter, you might know this. I joke about Shrek a lot, specifically Shrek 2. And I also joke about Shark Tale and pretty much just all the DreamWorks movies with my friends. It's just something fun. I don't know why. It's not even funny. We just talk about it. Mostly about Shark Tale, I just talk about how much it blows. 'Cause it's just a fucking awful movie. It really is. But I saw this, and I was like, it's not just Shrek 2 or Shark Tale on GBA. And the person that sold me this did, I think, have both Shrek 2 and Shark Tale separately on GBA. But this is Shrek 2 Shark Tale Combo Cartridge GBA. And I just saw it, and it was $3, and I was like, I'll give you $1. I'll give you my mag point for it. And the guy was like, no, I can't do that. I was like, I hear what you're saying, you're running a legitimate business, but this is Shrek 2 Shark Tale Combo Cartridge GBA. And he wasn't really coming down on it. He was like, alright, whatever, I'll give you $2 on it. And I was like, oh, well, I don't really want this. Like, this is bad. I was like, I'm just going to put it back. Like, it was funny to look at. But then my buddy Odin Spack jumped in, and he was like, yo, here, I'll just give you $1, like, because we need to get this, because this is hilarious. So I ended up getting the Shrek 2 Shark Tale Combo Cartridge GBA. My plans for this... Well, since Odin Spack is the half proprietor of said beautiful video game, he may be... I think the plan is that we're going to swap this off. It's going to kind of be like a weekend with dad, weekend with mom kind of thing. The joint custody, if you will. We're going to... Every convention we meet each other at, we're going to swap the Shark Tale Shrek 2 combo pack off. And he wants to do a Let's Play. He wants to do like double Let's Plays of like the stupid games. Like he's like, you do Shark Tale, I'll do Shrek 2, and we'll like do it on the same cartridge. I was like, I want Shrek 2, back off, dude. He wasn't budging. I don't know if we're gonna do that, but I got this. I knew I had to have it. It's just too funny. So there's that. That's probably like I said, the best game I got. So we can segue into games. Usually at conventions I don't get very many games. I usually get like one, but for some reason we were really into like looking for games this year, so I got a couple more than usual. Obviously the Chrono Cross was a gift, so I'm really grateful for that. But things I did buy other than DreamWorks bullshit were Perfect Dark on the N64. I got this for $10, which I think is... I know this is a pretty common game, but I don't usually see it for $10 common. If it's anything like under $15 for N64, I'm willing to pay that, because especially with the games that are good on the system, like real classics like this one, I'm always willing to pay like $10 for Perfect Dark. I was like, yes, absolutely. It was one of the first things I saw as I was just like rifling through a little cardboard box of games or something. And I've actually never played this game. I was not big into the shooters on the N64 because I was a kid, and I just, for some reason, just me as a kid, I just wasn't into shooting. And I think because it was rated M, I wasn't allowed to have it because my mom was real into like being restrictive about that kind of stuff. I guess she didn't want to. She wanted to expose me to anything that was too bad, and I don't blame her for that. But I never got into the shooters on the N64. That obviously means I don't really like GoldenEye either. I have played that before. I have actually never even played this game. But I know people really like it, and I don't know, I just wanted to pick it up. I probably will play through this pretty soon just because, again, I never played it before. I'd like to see what at least like the single player mode's all about because I think the single player is actually supposed to be pretty good on this. Actually, another Grant Kirkhope composed game. You know, the music's supposed to be pretty good in this game too. So I got $10. I was like, yeah, sure, Perfect Dark. I like it. Gets me closer to owning all the rare games on the N64, which would be cool to do. I have a lot of them. There's not that many of them though, but I have a lot of them. So that's Perfect Dark. I got that. Another N64 game I got that I always am on the lookout for. Actually, I've been on the lookout for at conventions for like a long time. And it's not a rare game, but it always gets bought quickly because people like it. And this year I was like, I know we got to get to the vendors early, like first day, like when it opens, because in years past, it's always been like a kind of a more casual thing to get over there, and the stuff people really like goes fast. And this is a game a lot of people really like, so it always is gone from a place before I get a chance to look for it. But this year I was prepared, I was ready, and I managed to get me a copy of Star Fox 64 on the N64. Of course, I have this on the Wii Virtual Console, but as long as it's not like a remake or like a port, like an upgraded port or something, I always just prefer to have the game and play it on the original console that it was for. So I really like this game a lot, and I've been looking for it at least at conventions because there's nowhere to find good retro games where I live. There are some stores, but they're always really high prices and never have anything that I really am that into. But so I looked for this a lot, and I finally managed to get it. It was $20. I wanted to pay $15 for it, but the guy wasn't going for it. But it's in pretty good condition. The label's got a little bit of a little weird notchy new in it, but whatever. I was just like, you know what? I think I just want to get it and just get the search over with. So I got it for $20. That's pretty good, I think. It's a classic game on the console. I really like it. Usually I look for Super Nintendo. I didn't get any Super Nintendo games this year. They're always so expensive. Like Super Nintendo is like the highest priced. Well, that's not true. But of like Nintendo games, I feel like it's like the most pricey because everybody wants that stuff these days. So I didn't get anything for that. I was really making serious love eyes at a Super Castlevania, but that game's expensive. And on the last day when we went to look for like deals, it was gone, so I didn't get that. I might have, but this way I saved myself some money. But I did get one more game, and it's probably the one I'm most excited for. It's a reproduction cartridge of Mother 3, and it even comes in this nice little case. This is a DS case, so obviously Mother 3 would never have come in a case like this, but it's got Mother 3 and like a little GBA logo on the front. It's got some text and stuff on the back. Yeah, I guess it's meant to look like the actual game box. I don't actually know what the game box for Mother 3 looked like. Obviously it didn't have English text because it never came out here. But so I got this. I've actually been wanting to look for a repro cart of Mother 3 for years and years, actually. There were a bunch of them at MAGfest this year. Usually I see them. This was $35, and usually I see them for more money than that. But I've just been really kind of feeling the game again. I've played through it twice, and on emulator, of course. And I really like Mother 3. And it's a game I've always wanted to own and be able to play on an actual system because the way the like battle system in the game works, there's a lot of like real you want really like responsive button presses, and that's harder to do on like a computer. Like I always find there's like maybe a little bit of lag with an emulator. And it's more fun, obviously, to just play a game on a console than have to play it on the computer. I'm sorry, PC fans, but it's just true. So here's the cartridge itself. I've tested it out actually at MAGfest on a Game Boy Advance SP, and then again when I got home on my DS Lite, and it works great. I probably will wait a little bit before playing this just because I've played the game before, and I'm always playing new stuff, but when I get the urge to play Mother 3 again, hey, guess what? I'll be able to play it on a real console. This has the English fan translation done by Tomato also in it. So it's not like the Japanese version of the game. It's a reproduction cart which has like a patch in of the English translation, I guess, on the ROM. It's just really awesome. Like, and that's the kind of stuff you only find like at conventions. I guess I could order it online from somewhere too, but I want like it's like a reproduction. It's technically like a bootleg, not something that should exist. So I want to make sure like I'm getting what I want. And I think really you can only get that at a convention or something. So Mother 3 Repro, I love Mother 3. I love playing games on real systems. So I was really happy to get this. I saw it again and I was like, yo, I'm like $35. I was like, I think I'm gonna get that actually, because it's, I don't know, it's really cool. Let's continue. Here's something else really cool that it might be the thing that I think is the coolest out of any of the stuff that I got at the convention, and it's this is gonna take a little bit of explaining. Tales of Symphonia playing cards. It's like a deck of cards, and it's Tales of Symphonia themed. I had no idea this existed. I guess I didn't look very hard for Tales of Symphonia merchandise, but I saw this and I was like, it was just such a combination of a thing I love and another thing that I just like think is such a cool collectible. This is like my favorite kind of stuff to find. I love like knickknacks, like a playing card or like a cup or like a glass with game stuff on it, or something that's like, I don't know, maybe usable, something that's like a promo item or anything like that, that has something I really love on it. That's like my favorite stuff to find, and this totally fits the bill. I have a couple other playing card decks. I have a Super Mario one that I got from Club Nintendo a couple years ago, and I really like that. But I just think this is such a cool way to own something that you love that's like game related and also just like have. So I saw these hanging. There were a bunch of really cool sets. I really racked my brain over a One Piece one too, but these were like $7, so they were just kind of expensive. I didn't get that one because it didn't look as cool as these did. But there was like One Piece. I know my King Kienzin got like a Mega Man X4 pack. Really just cool because I don't know. I like card games. I love Tales of Symphonia. It's one of my favorite RPGs, favorite games. There was a Let's Play of that on this channel, but I'm not gonna really shout that out because it's technically not going anymore. But it's a great game. You can play it on GameCube or PS3, or if you don't have either of those systems and want a last resort, it's now available as a crappy port on Steam, which I have. But I'll show off what some of the cards look like. Did I shuffle these? I don't know what happened. Let me show off the funniest suit. So the suits are based on different like art from the skits in the game, which are like these little kind of cutscene-esque things that little cutscene kind of things that play and the characters talk in them and stuff like that. They're like little side conversation cutscenes, and there's like a little box with the character's head in it. If you play the game, you know what the skits are. So it's cool because each suit, like hearts, spades, clubs, and diamonds, have a different like emotion of the different characters from the skits. So here's the best suit, and it's the suit of hearts. So here I'm gonna show these off. Yeah, oh, you can't even. It's hard to even see. So you got the ace, has just like some artwork from the game. There's the 2 has rain on it. All the 2s have rain, and she's given this little sassy hand. This is the Hearts is my favorite because it's like the funny suit. It says Sassy Rain. Here's Regal just looking like smug, like he knows everything. He's the 3. Persea's the 4. She's like blushing. Oh, now it's focusing. Looking kind of cute. Genus is the 5, making the classic derp Genus face. Sheena is the 6, making a very similar face. She's like looking off to the side. This is like Zelos says something, and then she's like, "Oh, Zelos." Here is Zelos. He's making the heart eyes. He's the 7. Kratos is the 8, making like the only funny pose he does, which is like the hand over the face. Colette is the 9. I guess she's looking surprised or like embarrassed about something. The funniest one's coming up. It's so good. So Lloyd is the 10. Look at this smug ass, like stupid Lloyd. Just like, oh, I'm great. I love that. Me and Odin Spack. Odin Spack 33, who also is a huge fan of Tales of Symphonia. We're looking at all these and we were like cracking up over this Lloyd. And then of course the face cards have just some artwork from the game. There's the Jack, there's the Queen, there's the King. But these are great. I really actually like the art on them. I got these over the One Piece ones because the One Piece ones weren't as like well put together. They're still kind of cheap cards, but I don't know. Again, I just love stuff like this. So I got the pack of Tales of Symphonia playing cards. I would love to actually play a card game with these one day. We were gonna play poker or something at MAGfest with them, but we didn't ever end up really doing that. One thing from MAGfest you'll realize if you ever go to any kind of convention is that time flies by really quickly and you rarely get time to do all of the things that you want. But that's what next year is for. So maybe me and the boys will play some kind of high stakes card game with my Tales of Symphonia playing cards someday. Even if not, I just think they're cool. They're like, again, this is like my favorite kind of collectible thing. And I was like, Tales of Symphonia, what a obscure game like to make playing cards out of. I guess it's more popular in Japan, the whole series Tales, than it is here. But this is an old installment in the series. I know it's well loved, but like, I don't know. It's uncommon. So I knew I had to get that. The last thing that I got, this is actually also kind of a gift because Pixel Plume bought it for me because I didn't have $15 on me. I had 10, and I got him a gift. I guess he was just like, oh, you know what? Well, I mean, it wasn't because I got him something. I'm sure he would have done it anyway. But he got it for me because I didn't have the money on me at the time, and he just wanted to be nice. And it was nice of him. Thanks, man. Obviously, I just mentioned One Piece, and everyone here knows that I like it, probably. Let's see if we can get this whole thing in the frame. It's a One Piece print of all of the Straw Hats in their post-time skip outfits. These are like the Fishman Island ones. I think that's kind of where it's supposed to be set in. A really cool print. Art print by, let me zoom in on, see if we can fandangle this. I'm so bad at this. I'm just like a mix match. By Steve Yurko, who is a artist. He does stuff on steveyurko.com, also Tumblr and stuff. You can follow him at that, I think, on Twitter too. Steve Yurko is actually a guy I wanted to meet at MAGfest because he's part of a podcast that I listen to called the One Piece Podcast. They talk about One Piece. So he had a booth. He's an artist. He does a bunch of different art prints. He had a booth running at MAGfest, and I stopped by to chat with him and shook his hand. He was a really nice guy. I also got to meet Alex, or the dude from that podcast too, who was also nice. I took a picture with them. It's on Twitter. Not like super famous people, but I listen to their podcasts all the time, and I was like, you know, it'd be great to just meet these guys because it'd just be cool to meet them and be fun to talk to them. So I did. We shot the breeze about all kinds of fun stuff. We talked to them actually for a pretty good while, and they were cool guys. So at the end of that, I was like, you know what, I really like this print. I had seen it before, and I was like, you know, that would be a cool thing to own because it's got a real dynamic pose. I really like the way Luffy looks on it. He's like hollering out. He's like, I'm calling you out. And you got like Sanji like flying through the background. Where is he? It's so hard to do. Sanji. There you go. That's Brooke. He looks cool too. Where is he? Will you freaking stop? There he kind of is. He's like flying around in the back. It's just neat. I just really like it. I like the art style. I don't like, there's a lot of prints that are just like super like there's like a bunch of like effects and like light coming off of them, and they're all like super anime-y and stuff, and I don't really like those kinds of prints because I'm like, I wouldn't want that hanging in my house. Like it just ain't me, man. But I did like this one because I like the sort of cartoony art style, and again, it's got all the straw hats on it. They're in a cool poses. It's got Frankie in the Iron Pirate, the General Frankie. I really liked it, and I really liked the guy, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get his print. I'm gonna get that. So I got a one-piece print. I actually have another one that's not hanging up either. But again, when I make that like sort of shrine to the things that I'm a nerd about, that'll probably get hung up there. But it was cool to meet that guy. It was cool to get this, and it was cool of Pixel Plume to buy it for me. Thanks again, man. Got a little bag thing that I'm putting it in so it doesn't get damaged, because I'm again not gonna be able to hang it up right away. And that's actually all that I got at MAGfest. My hair is looking really stupid. Let's just make it go crazy for the end of the video. It's not that long right now, so I can't make it go that crazy, but see if we can get like a little Wolverine thing going on or something here. It's a little bit better. So that's all that I got at MAGfest. It was, again, a great convention. Really, this pickups and souvenirs and stuff is my least favorite part, really, about the whole thing. I had a great time, just in general, just hanging out with friends, going to panels, playing video games. Again, I can't stress it enough. If you are interested in hearing more detailed stories or seeing games that were played or anything like that about MAGfest, go check out Puddle Plains HD, because we'll probably do a group retrospective on the whole thing. You'll get to hear some great stories from the convention. But yeah, it's really all about the people that go. That's why I go to the things. It would be no fun. Well, it would probably be a little fun, but it would be much, much less fun if all of my good friends and all my new acquaintances weren't there. Yeah, it was a great time. Again, I go to MAGfest every year. I try to go to multiple conventions every year. It is tight sometimes on money and inconvenient around other things in my life, but I set out time always to do it because it's always a highlight of my year, always so much fun. If you love video games and you have friends that love video games too, you are like doing yourself a disservice to not be going to conventions, because they are great. It doesn't matter if you like cosplay or video games or anime or cartoons or just things like that in general. Any other kind of stuff that you could like, you would find at a place like this. And the cool thing is that everybody else there likes that kind of stuff too. So it's great. I really recommend it. I think everybody should go to MAGfest. Specifically because if you go to MAGfest, you're guaranteed to meet old Snumpus. I know, why would you want to do that? Well, I want to meet you. But yeah, I would love to see someone who watches these videos actually at a convention and get to high five them and joke around a little bit in person someday. But yeah, if you got friends and you all like video games, you should go to that kind of stuff. It's worth a try. We had a lot of people on. I'm just rambling at this point. I don't know. We had a lot of people come from crazy distances and do things way out of their comfort zone to get to MAGfest this year, and it always is really kind of makes me emotional to think about that. This kind of stuff really has been sort of a big escalator in helping me make the friends that I have on YouTube. Like, it's weird for me to think about. I don't know, I'm going way into it now, but we'll wrap the video up after this. But it's weird for me to think about 2 years ago when I went to the first MAGfest and also the first convention I ever went to. I only knew like 3 people. I knew Prince Laharl Kuhn, and I knew Odinspec 33 and Illa Weaver a little bit, and Shots Rocks a little bit. I knew them well enough, and they were, all of those guys were people that I had kind of talked to here and there, but I was like really kind of nervous to meet. And we were going as a part of a really big group, because there's always a really big group of people I had never met before that I was really nervous to meet. I didn't know if I was going to fit in or what the convention was going to be like, anything like that. And I felt like, to me, I was like, oh, they all know each other. And I don't know, like, I hardly know any of them. And I got there and immediately just felt like I was like part of the gang. And since going to conventions, like every time you go there and you leave, you always come back with a bunch of new people that you have met, that you get closer to, and then you just keep getting closer to, because you'll start talking to them on Skype or whatever. And that's, it's really has been a huge catalyst in me meeting friends that I really care about through this sort of outlet. I don't know, specifically, I guess for me, getting to meet people that I have watched, like, I don't know, thinking from this year back to the first, like, maybe from this year's MAGfest back to, like, when I started doing Let's Plays on YouTube, like, this year, me just clowning on, like, Odinspec 33, or just danking around with, like, Slim Kirby, those are people that in 2008, when I first started watching Let's Plays, those are people that I would watch, and I'd be like, oh man, I really wish, it's super lame for me to think now, because those guys are just such doofuses, but I'm just kidding. It's weird for me to think about now, but back in the day, I was like, oh man, I really wish, like, I could be, like, friends with those guys, they all seem like they met through this, and they all, like, really have similar interests, and I didn't really know many people, like, when I was in high school and stuff, who really liked video games. So I was like, man, I really wish I could meet those guys. And then it fast forwards to the convention this year, when we're all just a big group, just having a great time together, and we leave and we're like, oh, well, obviously we'll be talking on Skype, like, we'll all still be friends. It just kind of, I don't know, just thinking about it on the drive back this year really, like, helped me put things all into perspective, as to how much this YouTube thing really has turned into something that I wanted it to be back when I started, if that makes any sense. And I don't really know how I got to this point, but again, just going to these conventions always really helps show me, like, what is awesome about the stuff that I do on YouTube, other than just making the videos, which I love to do. But yeah, so it's great. So where was I going with this? But so if even people who were here for MAGfest their first time, it was great to hear that I felt like they had kind of had a similar experience as I did, where even if they didn't know that many people, they were like, oh wow, like, everyone really like brought me into the group and just let me tag along and made me feel included. And I really like that aspect about conventions. And I think even if you're going with, like, just a group of friends, that you'll probably meet somebody or chat with somebody there who is just really nice and inviting and stuff like that. It's just a great atmosphere. I really like it. That's probably all I got to say about that. MAGfest is great. Everybody should go. If not MAGfest, go to a convention. They're fun. I would hope to meet you there someday, maybe. That's the stuff I got. I like it. Yeah. So that's all for the video. You're going to show this off again? You're going to show a little Shark Tale Shrek 2 just one more time to close it off? That's all I got. All I got to say. So thank you guys for watching. If you did, hope you found this video interesting. And if you did, again, we're going to be talking a lot more about MAGfest 2016 and the things that we did there on the Puddle Plains channel. I guess this is like a big old promo for those guys. As for me, I'll see you in the next Final Fantasy video. So, later!
Oh!